I'm here to defend my grandchildren, to prove that they have been neglected, molested, and abused for years. It's time that they have justice. My grandkids have told me many times since they've been in my custody that they have been abused by their mother and mistreated. My granddaughter has told me that she was being beaten, and my grandson would step in and try to defend her, at which time she would turn her rage on him. When they tell me these things, it rips my heart out. And finally, I'm having the chance to give them a better life. For years, I have fought for custody for these children. Finally, after all this time, I'm given a chance to give them a better life and hopefully a home. My daughter, being a drug addict, used her money and manipulated people in effort to support her drug habit, let the kids do without. My grandchildren have told me that they were taken to truck stops and places to panhandle. They've used this money to get her cigarettes and drugs. These are not just things that they've told me, but allegations that are substantiated in paperwork. My grandchildren have been molested while in the care of their mother, and this has been an ongoing thing. And I'm tired of these kids not being protected. There are reports of my grandchildren being sexually abused and their mother actually witnessing it. And it is admitted that she did nothing about it and even took that child back into the same house again. I've had my grandchildren for 4 months now, and the horror stories they tell me about what they've been through and what their mother did to them would make you sick. As far as my daughter, she's dead to me. I've only stayed in her life to be able to take care of these kids one day. As much as it hurts me to have to say I have no living children, I have none. I hope that the truth finally comes out and that I'm given a chance to protect these grandchildren and that they are able to have a better life and that they no longer have to suffer this type of abuse, mistreatment, and injustice. I'm here to be the voice for these kids, to confront their mother for what they've done and try to see that it never happens again.
Sabrina, that's your father on the tape.
Steve, that's a lie. I have never abused my children. Yes, they were sexually abused. I caught it. But I didn't do nothing because my daughter was scared. They've been taken from me 2 times before that, Steve.
Who has your kids now?
I voluntarily relinquished my rights to my father because it's in the best interest of my children right now. I can't take care of myself. How am I supposed to take care of them?
Why can't you take care of yourself?
I am trying to get myself together. I was a drug addict, and I was...
You were?
Yes,
or you still are?
No, I was. I am clean and sober
How long?
for 7 months.
7 months, that's a long time.
Yes, and I'm working on getting my life together to show my children that this is not the way to live, and I do admit to my mistakes.
When's the last time you saw your kids?
About a year ago, they were taken from me. We were staying with a family member, and in the middle of the night, I woke up to a family member molesting my daughter.
And what'd you do about it?
I went with her to the bathroom and I asked her, I said, what is going on? I said, do we need to go to the hospital? I said, I'm gonna take you, let's go. And she started crying, Steve, screaming, no, Mom, they've already taken us twice. They'll take us again.
Your kids ever beg for money for you?
No. What happened was, I would be out there and I would be doing it.
And why were you begging for money? Why were you begging for money?
Why was I?
Yeah, why were you begging for money?
To feed my children,
To feed your children. To feed your children.
Yes. And I would tell them no, not to ask, but they would do it anyway. I never made them, and I would get on to them.
So what were they supposed to do while you were begging for money?
They were just supposed to stay with me. That's it. They weren't supposed to ask for nothing.
Your children never missed a meal?
Yes, they have. But they have never went without all day. That, no, never.
So they had like one meal a day.
No, maybe 2. I made sure they got, and then they had
Did you ever
snacks.
spend the money on yourself?
No.
How were you able to do drugs?
The drugs I used my own money for.
You what? Wait. Hold on. Where did you get that money from?
SSI.
SSI.
Right.
Yeah. Do you ever do drugs in front of your kids?
No.
No, never in front of them.
Never in
Who watched
the
them?
same room with them or
you went
nothing.
into another room.
I would be in another room,
Another room.
but I would never
And then would
do
you get high with them there?
Yes.
You don't raise your kids. You had them beg for money. You used drugs with them in the house. You abused your children physically. You let them being sexually abused. But tell me something you did good for your kids. You know what? You got one shot in life to be a parent, right? And you're just throwing it away. You're thinking about yourself. You don't give a damn about your kids. And if they don't beg or if they don't cry enough for money, you'll beat the out of them. And then if somebody else is doing anything to them, you won't protect them. But the one guy that, you know, he's got to be feeling miserable is that you're his daughter. I feel sorry for that guy.
I've seen these kids. I've gone to the house, and my granddaughter hadn't eaten all day. My grandson is laying on a mattress in diapers, and it's urine soaked. She's laying on another mattress next to him, doing nothing. And my granddaughter asked me, "Grandpa, can you please get us something to eat?" I have put these people in apartments. I have paid bills for them. I have done everything I can. And now my health is where I can't work anymore, so I live off my little bit of retirement.
Right. So Sabrina came here, and we're going to give her a lie detector test. But before we do, you made a series of confessions to Dan. You confessed to spanking your children, confesses to seeing her relative pull his hand away from her daughter's private area. She moved out, but had to move back in. She says that she then slept in bed with her daughter so she could protect her. She confesses to her kids panhandling, begging for gas and food money at truck stops. She states she would do it and the kids would join in. She did not want them to, but she let them. She stated that she has left the kids alone while she ran to a local store to buy cigarettes. However, it was less than 10 minutes. She states that she has fed the kids at least one meal a day. Sometimes she'd have to panhandle to get the kids a $1 burger, but they'd always have at least one meal a day. She stated that she has used drugs in the house when the kids were home. However, they were always in another room. She said she'd never let them see her. Are you a murderer? No. Are you a rapist? No. We've had really, really bad people. Are you one of the worst mothers ever to be on my stage? Yes. But then we did ask you a question, and we asked you, have you ever caused marks or bruises on your children from hitting them? And you said no. You've never done that. And the results for that question is you did not tell the truth. You are just the worst despicable mother that's probably ever crossed my stage. And they were hungry, and now they're in a good place, and you come here, why? Because you want them back?
No, I don't want them back. I just want to be
That's
a
the
part
best
of
news
the
I heard all day today, that you don't want them back.
Please let me out.
I'm gonna let you out. And I hope that you're never in your kids' lives again. You've had a lifetime to change yourself and you haven't. And those kids have suffered a lifetime of abuse and neglect from you because you are a selfish person. All you cared about was getting high and feeding yourself, and your kids suffered for it. And you laid down with drug dealers and people that would molest your kids. The good thing about my job is
please.
I never
Excuse
have
me,
to see
please.
you again.
Thank you, Steve. Now maybe my grandkids will have a better life.
You can imagine your worst dreams are not even as bad as what these kids have been through. And what dreams they have, what bad nightmares they have because of what their mothers put them through. All I gotta say is, thank God you're in their lives. Thank God that you're there for them. The kids They're in a good place. They have a grandfather that wants to do best for them. So good luck to you.
I was raped.
My name is Steve Wilkos, and I'm an investigative talk show host with a law enforcement background.
It was my life or his.
My job is to get truth and justice for everyday people. Watch our videos now.